esoteric. We're going to try tonight to demystify some of this, and I'm happy to say that I have two very thoughtful people with me who are going to help in this labor. Standish Lauder, who is a professor at Harvard this year, usually a professor at Yale, but is now the Luce Professor of Film Studies at Harvard. And Stanley Cavell, who is a musician, an author, and a professor of philosophy at Harvard. To begin, I would like to read just a little bit from a book which Stanley Cavell has written called The World Viewed. And I'm doing this because I want you to try to be tuned into what I think is a very fine sensibility about film. And also, I had a feeling that these particular sentences had something to do with the program that we're trying to do here. Stanley says,
I'll try to make it as short as I can. Let me take you back to Columbus, Ohio, in the early 1920s. I won't keep you long. I was out of school then and working as a reporter, and one of my friends was a high-powered real estate man of that vintage, before 1929, 1922.
Telephones.
And he had 3 or 4 telephones on his desk, yes, and every time I dropped in to see him, you see, he also had 3 or 4 telephones, 3 or 4 memo pads, and the phones were all ringing. Pardon me, Jim, I meant to say.
that the world of a moving picture is screened. The screen is not a support, not like a canvas. There is nothing to support that way. It holds a projection, as light as light. A screen is a barrier. What does a silver screen screen? It screens us from the world it holds. That is, makes us invisible. And it screens that world from us. That is, screens its existence from us. That the projected world does not exist now is its only difference from reality.
I'll be right there. Oh, song, John. Yeah. No, I won't forget that. Okay, this time he had nothing to write because it was his wife. So in that way, you had no satisfactory conversation with the man at all. Once, he said, excuse me a minute, and went out of his office and was gone about 3 minutes. And during that time, I drew a dog on each page of each of the two memorandum pads, you see. So when he came back in the office, I said, sorry, Jim, and sat down the phones, began their old routine, and say, just a minute, Jim. Oh, hi, Bill? Oh, yeah? Yeah, oh, yes, I'm sorry. What was that, 83.5? Just a minute. Just a minute, Bill. They began tearing off the dog, you see. Oh, hold it, buddy. And there was a dog on each pad, you see. Finally, he had brains enough to write the number down on the dog. That's how the dog began.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've all been so wonderful about writing to me that I think it's my turn to write to you. I wish I could write a letter to each one of you individually, but since time does not allow me that privilege, I'd like to take this means of writing a letter to you. If you'll excuse me now, I'm going over to my other keyboard and start writing this letter.